We wouldn't be searching the house. We'd be first doing a protective sweep, making sure there's no other people in the house that would do us harm. Then after that, we would apply for a search warrant to search that house for evidence.
Does anybody here live here? We're gonna make sure there's nobody in there with a loaded gun waiting to shoot us out the window.
We'll go get a warrant.
Welcome back to the LackLuster channel. A viewer named Bob sent me this story from early August 2024. As he returned home, he saw that his daughter and her boyfriend were pulled over by the York County Regional Police Department in Pennsylvania in front of his home. They were being accused of brandishing a firearm during an alleged road rage incident. As Bob approached the scene, he began filming and immediately provided excellent advice.
Why aren't y'all recording?
We recorded the people following.
No, you get pulled over. Pull your cameras out, record them, and get name and badge numbers. You know you're blocking traffic, right? You know that bus had to go in the grass to get around you, right? Which is illegal.
Get around it. So you're welcome to banter, record, berate me. It's not going to change what I'm doing out here.
Don't give a fuck what you're doing. You're blocking traffic. I couldn't get around you, and the bus couldn't get around you.
The accusation stemmed from a 911 call, and the officers were trying to figure out what to do, as they didn't witness the alleged incident, and the driver refused to give consent to search her vehicle.
Do you give them permission to search your car?
No, they don't have permission to search my car. I did nothing wrong.
They didn't see a gun. Anybody can ride down the street and say they saw a f***ing gun. You can be his little bodyguard all you want. Just stay out of my f***ing camera.
Who's the
name and badge number?
That's Sergeant Good, number 14. Are you the homeowner here?
Why does that matter?
Well, because I'm going to talk to the homeowner, see if either one can get search warrant.
They're not here.
Okay. Does anybody here live here?
There's a couple people that live here.
Okay. Any adults?
Yeah, there's a few adults that live here.
Can I talk to one of them?
We're talking to one.
Okay, so you live here. Sir, I'm not your enemy. Okay, I understand you're apprehensive. You got a whole bunch of cops here and everything else. I understand that. I'm not here to bust your chops. I'm not accusing you of anything.
I don't give a f*** what you're doing.
We got a call, and
Okay.
they are explained to you or no?
No, the officers did, no.
Okay, all right. So we got a call about a road rage incident. They gave description of the vehicle, license plate number, description of the occupants. They said somebody waved a gun at them. Okay, so it is he said, she said at this point. Okay,
Yeah.
but we also have to look at the motivation behind that call. Does that happen every day that just somebody randomly just picks out some random vehicle and says, hey, they did whatever?
Does it happen?
It can happen, but does it happen all the time?
So
No,
go
it
get a
doesn't.
warrant.
Okay, well then that's what we'll do.
You have to get a warrant.
Okay. All right,
You're
very
not
good.
searching anything on this property without a warrant.
What we're gonna do though in the meantime, because there's a firearm involved, alleged to be involved, is that we're gonna do a protective sweep of the residence. We can do that without a warrant. Okay, we're gonna make sure there's nobody in there with a loaded gun waiting to shoot us out the windows. Okay?
There isn't.
Well, I can't take your word for it.
And
I
you
took
can't
your
search
word
that.
for
You're
it.
not searching the
We're
house.
not.
There are several ways an officer can conduct a search of your home. One is obviously if a person consents, and another is exigent circumstances, such as screams coming from within a residence, indicating a possible ongoing assault. A single 911 call is not enough for exigent circumstances, and a quote, safety sweep would certainly be an unreasonable cause to search the home without a warrant. The officers have still not corroborated the allegation of a firearm, nor had any of the occupants been witnessed running into the residence. In this case, the officers would need to obtain a warrant, but in order to do that, they would have to first establish probable cause. Sergeant Good continues to use the safety sweep angle to gain entry of the home, citing an unreasonable fear that someone inside may be aiming a weapon at them right now, as he simultaneously stands in the open, just meters from and directly in front of the structure. Fortunately for Bob, he is a member of Attorney Shield, and within just a few seconds of tapping the button to request legal assistance, he was connected.
We're gonna make sure there's nobody in there with a loaded gun waiting to shoot us out the windows. Okay?
There isn't.
Well, I can't take your word for it.
And
I
you
took
can't
your
search
word
that.
for
You're
it.
not searching the
We're
house.
not searching
Oh,
the
here.
house.
This is Attorney Otto. I see you requested support for a traffic stop today. Is that correct?
Yeah, my daughter was pulled over, and now they want to search the house.
That's
Well,
hi.
Hey, I'm Sergeant Good with the York County Regional Police Department. Are you his representing attorney?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So what we have is we had a road rage incident where somebody described a pistol with extended magazine was pointed at them from a vehicle that's here in the driveway. The people that are here in the driveway, the police officers got here and saw them go into the house. And we want to try to confirm whether there's somebody in the house with an extended magazine pistol that was waving it at people or not. I explained to your client that, one, we could get his permission to look for that specific style weapon, or we could apply for a search warrant. But first, we would probably do a protective sweep of the home to make sure there's nobody in there pointing a gun at us right now. But that's where we're at.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Ward, you understand that they don't have a right to search your home without a warrant, correct?
I told them they cannot enter the house without a warrant.
Well, there's a difference between entering the house and doing a protective sweep to make sure there's not somebody in there pointing a gun at me right now. We wouldn't be searching the house. We'd be first doing a protective sweep, making sure there's no other people in the house that would do us harm. Then after that, we would apply for a search warrant to search the house for evidence.
Yes, sir. But you understand that he doesn't have to give you permission to enter his home unless you have a warrant.
Correct. For searching it. The protective sweep, I believe there's plenty of case law saying that we can make sure there's nobody armed and dangerous in there waiting to hurt us. Again, not to search the house, but to enter for a protective sweep.
Sergeant Good is likely referring to the protective sweep doctrine, as there actually is case law regarding that. However, the protective sweep doctrine does not give officers a catch-all excuse to search a residence because they can imagine a weapon inside. Instead, the protective sweep doctrine very specifically allows police officers to search rooms inside a private residence other than those directly specified in a search warrant, and only when they have reasonable suspicion that another person may be inside and that person poses a danger to the officers. But for some reason, Sergeant Good can't seem to get past the fact that a protective sweep is absolutely a search, regardless of any fancy moniker you apply to it. So instead of trying to explain it again to him, our attorney simply tells him no.
It is his private property, so unless you have a search warrant, you don't have a right to enter his home.
Okay, we might agree to disagree on that point for entry, but anyway, we'll apply for a search warrant, and as long as these people all stay out here, maybe we don't need to do a protective sweep, and we'll just apply for the search warrant. So, all right, very good. Thank you.
No worries. You have a great day, sir.
Do you want to talk to her about? So, I understand his, animosity towards us being here and everything else like that. But we are trying to solve a crime. I don't know if you want to talk to him. That
they have no witnesses here saying that it happened.
Right. We normally don't have the witnesses.
They just took a 911 phone call.
So I'm trying to look for cooperation, look for a specific weapon. If it's not there, great.
Don't touch me again.
If you want to talk to him, see if there's anything that he wants to do with us, great. If not, we'll just secure the way we're at now. But we're not going to let anybody go back in the residence until we have a search warrant, because very well could be weapons inside, and he's actually admitted there's other weapons inside.
Note that if officers develop probable cause to search a home, but are not granted consent to search, entry and egress may be restricted while a search warrant is being sought, so long as the seizure is brief. However, there is no ruling on what brief is, so officers will often threaten to make the homeowner uncomfortable by forcing them to wait outside for hours while they attempt to obtain a warrant.
So we're going to be sitting out here for several hours waiting for the search warrant. Okay?
Yes, sir. I have to protect my client's constitutional rights.
No, I get it. I totally understand. Yep. No, I get it. I just didn't know what all conversation you had before I got here on, whether, and then obviously too, if somebody has this weapon and they're willing to escort us to it and get it, great.
There is no weapon they're talking about in this premises.
If there is no weapon, then I understand that also. But we can't just say, somebody says somebody did the same thing to you.
So anybody can call and say, "Hey, this guy has a gun," and you're going and they're not here, so they can't say anything. They took a 911 phone call.
No, we talked to the person. Anyway, all right, good enough.
All right, Mr.
They don't have permission to search anything. We're going to do the search. I have a lawyer on the phone.
The story takes a twist, as there is no weapon in the car, but there is marijuana paraphernalia in the trunk. Bob does have a medical card for it, but he was not a passenger in the vehicle.
So they're looking for a gun, and there is a bomb in the trunk of the car.
Okay.
That means they're going to get a warrant to search for a gun. So anything outside of the gun is nothing, right?
They can take it, right? That's all.
Unfortunately, if they get a warrant to search the car, I believe they can press charges for something else being found in the vehicle.
What if we just let them search it and all they find is a bomb?
It's going to be up to their discretion on whether
I
they
will
want
reach
to.
in that shit and smash it right now. And what can they do about it?
They can charge you. All right, go ahead. Okay.
So yeah, if you do give them permission to search, like, and they find something like that, like, just know that it is up to their discretion whether or not they want to press charges.
I got you.
And sometimes, when you are cooperative, they might let something like that slide, but there's no guarantee. So giving up your rights in that instance, the charges.
I got you.
And just so you know, like, just because they're going to apply for a warrant doesn't mean that they're going to be successful in getting one.
In hopes that the officer would leave if they complied, the driver eventually gives the officers permission to search the vehicle, and the vehicle only.
I got the reason that car's here. I parked up there, kept an eye on it. It wasn't until
whoever was parked down there seen us the whole time. We're outside.
Yeah, we kind of see him. Okay. Once I saw him get the stuff out of the car. That was for no. I never.
What's stuff? This stuff.
That stuff.
This stuff.
Okay, all right. So
They just bring the fishing rod.
So nobody carried something in there. We're just looking for a large pistol with an extended magazine. So that's it. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
You have a card?
In my car.
You got a card?
I'll grab it for you then.
You ain't got a card?
He's brand new. He don't have a card.
Bob and the attorney watch as the vehicle is searched.
So glad I have this app now.
It's definitely a good resource.
Yes. I can't wait to tell them about this interaction. It's crazy.
An empty holster and a water pipe was found, but because the officer stated that no one had gone inside, the officers began to wrap up the investigation.
I appreciate you guys. Look at the car. Really, no gun in it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know why the caller's adamant that she saw.
That's because we were recording them because they had a bat. Like, they were literally waving the bat out the window. Like, pull over.
A bat?
Yeah.
Like a baseball?
A baseball bat, yeah.
Sergeant Good now finally watches the videos the vehicle's occupants took during the incident, though it was one of the first things they told the officers they had.
They're following. Yeah, they're following us.
The other people were upset because they cut them off.
If I was more certain that somebody could have snuck the gun into the house, we would get a search warrant for the house. But
That's the only way you're entering the
if
house.
these guys are saying, what's that?
It's the only way you're going to enter the house.
Right. No, I get that. And I'm not here to, flex on you or anything like that. Okay. But if my guys would have said, somebody carried a bag inside or something like that, but under the circumstances at that point, I don't think we are gonna search the house. I don't think you saw your attorney on the phone
down there. Then we sold.
I don't think we are, since we were able to check the car, and they're pretty certain that nobody's
kept an eye on until they were getting closer. And then once we saw you out, like, wow, now we better make contact before they start.
We're gonna head over to the other half and talk to them.
Do they have
video also?
They do.
You gonna bring up anything?
I promise you they do.
I'll ask them to do.
They got to do it.
I mean, I would hope to see it. They could have also just been holding their phone as a scare type thing, but it could be a multitude of things. So I mean, I'll see if they have video. Like I said, we're not just harassing you guys here. We're going to be talking to them and making sure.
And the reason why there is 4 cops is that, one, this is one that we would automatically send 2 guys on. And then I'm the 5th supervisor, so I'm going to come. You know what I mean? And the other guy was semi-close at the south end of Red Line, so I told him. You know what I mean? It's not that, again, whenever we have a call that involves a firearm, we have to use caution. Working.
It sounds like everything's wrapping up there. Is that correct?
It is. For now, I'll let you go for now. If anything else happens, I'll push the button again.
Okay. Please do.
Thank you for your time.
Absolutely. You have a good rest of your day.
Thank you, too.
Bye.
Bob continued recording after ending the call, as he gathered the names of the officers who responded. Had it not been for Attorney Shield, it's possible that Sergeant Good would have successfully argued his way into the residence using the safety sweep fallacy. Not bad for $8 a month. Records requests have been submitted, and if there are any updates to this story, I'll be sure to let you know. If you'd like to become a member of Attorney Shield, use the link in the description or pinned comment. Use code LACK to get 10% off. A big thanks to Bob for allowing me to share his experience. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check out another episode linked on screen.